Hi everyone, Letty here, Party Planner Papery. I have another hashtag PaperStashSmash Crafty collab video. This is the September recap and the October plans. Welcome back everyone. So I'm participating in hashtag PaperStashSmash. It's a Crafty collab that's co-hosted by Debbie over at Project 39 Mini Albums and Carolina of Carolina's Crafts. So there's an entire collab team that is part of this sort of group or this collab. I will make sure to link everybody's videos and channels, everything down in the description box below. There's also a playlist that you can go in to get a ton of inspiration where we've added all of our videos to. I'll make sure to link that down below as well at the end of the video. It'll be somewhere like right here. So if you just watch to the very end, I'm going to put a video like right here, and you'll just click on it and then it'll take you to the actual playlist to see everybody's inspiration. There is a hashtag, it's hashtag PaperStashSmash, but it seems like lately the hashtags haven't been as reliable, I think, across the board. So just as a heads up, if you do click on it and you don't get to our videos, again, that playlist is probably going to be your best bet, either right here at the end of my video or in the description box. Now, the purpose of our collab is to try to smash our stash, our paper stash. Every month we have a different prompt, and what I've done is I've created these free little templates, these little digital templates that you can print. They're printables over in my Ko-fi shop. I'll have that link down in the description box below. You can pick it up, and every month there is a different prompt of what type of paper that the whole collab team is working on smashing. So like this month, it was 8x8, 6x8, 8.5 by 11, and that was either pads or collections. Next month, we are looking at 12 by 12s, and that's either pads, collections, anything along those lines, but 12 by 12 is the target size that we're looking at for next month. Or for this month, for October. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you real quick what I smashed in September, the projects that I made, and then I'm also going to give you a little sneak peek at the papers and pads and packs that I'm planning on using this month, in the month of October. So let's go ahead and review real quick. Now, one thing I'll mention that I mentioned at the very beginning of last month was I was not able to join in too much last month or the month before in August. I wasn't able to craft. I had a ton of like life happening. Life was lifing. And so I didn't get to do any of the 6x6s that were part of the August prompt. So one of the things that I did to try to compensate for that was I bumped some 6x6s into September. I did tackle a little bit of 6x8. I didn't smash any 6x8 pads, but I did use several sheets. In fact, I used 13 sheets between 3 different Bitty Penny 6x8 paper pads or packs. And then I did smash 2 6x6 packs. One was a regular one that was 24 sheets, and one was a mega that was 48 sheets. You've probably already seen the video for the Spooktacular Halloween. That was the little 6x6 paper pad that I smashed just recently with Halloween. That was 24 sheets. And then I also did bring out the Harvest paper pad. This was a mega with 48 sheets. I have already smashed it, but I haven't had a chance to wrap up the final projects, which I'm planning on doing in the next couple of days, and then I'll actually share a video with you. But as far as my stash is concerned, I'm going to consider this one smashed as well. I'll show you the projects too in just a second. And then as far as my Bitty Penny projects, so I took out 3 pads and I did a series of projects. I just had a video on these as well. So in all, I kind of technically am looking at that I smashed 2 pads because of the 2 6x6s, and then I used 13 sheets, which is probably about half of a regular pad. So I'm just kind of counting it as 2+ at this time. But that's what I was able to smash from the actual September, lineup. And then again, October is going to be 12 by 12. Stick around and I'll show you what I am planning on using for that. But before I do, let me show you these projects real quick. So I mentioned that I had this little 6x6 paper pad that I smashed. I have a video on it with all my project shares. I did a couple of different projects. One, I did, of course, some scrap cards. That's a no-brainer. Every time I have scraps, I'm usually going to use them for cards. So I had a ton of fun making some of these cards. I have different sizes. I also used a stamp set that I had picked up. I picked up both of these these items at a recent Echo Park warehouse sale. I picked up this stamp set plus the actual paper pad. Here's what I had left as far as after smashing that pad. It was 24 sheets, so I feel like I did pretty good there. I did, again, cards in different sizes. We've got several different sizes here. And then I also did a cute little tea pocket favor. And so this one's relatively flat. You could also squish it down a tiny bit more and it would be enough or thin enough to put it into flat mail. Basically, you have a little spot here where the pocket where you could put a tea bag and then you could write a little message. You could also technically do a little to from label in the back. Again, it's thin enough that you could mail it, or you could put a little Velcro dot, or you could put little ribbon closure and add them to your craft fair. So, or even just give them out as gifts. You've got lots of options with these. I made a ton of them. I had such a fun time just mixing and matching all of the papers and the little cut aparts. This is a great project for those little 2x2 cut aparts. I had a ton of fun on these. And again, all of them have the different pattern papers and they're all set up to have the tea bag in the inside. I've only added the tea bag to a couple of them, but I have them pretty much ready to go for craft fair or just to send out as gifts. So those were the two projects I did with that pad. And then the fall pad that I did was Harvest, 48 sheets. You have not seen a video on this yet. You haven't seen this smash. Again, I'm still working on it, but what I've done is I've created a bunch of gatefold cards. So what they are is you basically have a little, almost like a left and a right fold, which is like your gatefold. It's almost like a little gate. I did put a cut apart right here on the front, layered it up with some cardstock that matched my card base, the same color. And then when you open it, I'm going to have a large mat right here. Now again, I haven't finished these. I'm going to add a little white mat right here, but I think I want to use like a die cut that has like scalloped edge. So I think that's what I'm going to do for these. Again, I haven't finished them, but I definitely will. Probably add some stickers because I do have the sticker sheet that I purchased as well. Might add a little extra scrap right here. We will see. But otherwise, I've already made a ton of these with the papers. I do have a few scraps left over, including a little bit to do a quick tutorial. So I'll either do a tutorial for my YouTube members or I'll do a tutorial for here for my regular channel. We will see. It just depends on how much time I have. But that is the project that I did for that. And I'll probably end up having a few like little scrap cards or projects once I'm fully done with that one. But that was again, the Harvest collection, and that was a mega pad, 48 sheets. That was also from a recent Echo Park warehouse sale, I think from like July. Now, as far as the main prompt, we needed to use or wanted to use sort of the oddball sizes, 8x8, 6x8, 8.5x11. 6x8 is the most common that I have in my stash. I do have a little bit of 8.5x11 and I have practically no 8x8s, but I do have some 6x8. And one of my good crafty BFFs, Biddy Penny, who her name is Toby, she's actually also participating in this collab. She releases her own paper packs. You can find them at biddypenny.com. Again, I'll have Toby, which is Biddy Penny's channel, linked down below. I'll also link her website so you can check it out. I just recently did a video where I did a full project share of the 3 like sets of projects that I did. I was able to use a little bit of Crafty Queen, 4 Seasons, and then Page Turner Volume 4. It wasn't a ton. I used, I want to say like 2 sheets from Crafty Queen. I think I used 3 sheets from 4 Seasons, and all the rest were Page Turner. In total, I ended up using, I think it was 13 sheets total between all 3. And the projects that I did were, I did a couple of cards from the Crafty Queen. These were super fun. I popped them up with foam dimensional tape. And then I added some of the little ephemera pieces on the inside. And of course, all of the gorgeous ephemera pieces on the front. Glossy accents, enamel dots, just super fun. Perfect for the Crafty Queen in your life, right? And then I also did do some from the 4 Seasons collection. And so I have 4 different cards here that have these gorgeous girls. And I think I just lost one. It's down here. So I have these 4 cards and I used the cut aparts from the collection, the paper from the collection. I did bring in my own little stickers. I pulled these images from Canva. And then I also brought in my own like sentiment stickers. I sell those in Etsy. You can check that out. I'll have a link down below. But I thought they were just the perfect little addition to these cards. These images are so gorgeous. So those were the main cards I made from those 2 collections. And then I also did do a little book theme or bookish themed mini album. And this is an envelope mini album. I used 4x6 envelopes, which are the ones that are like 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I glued them together, closed the seals, like the envelopes. And so they're just like a flat kind of, nothing will fall out of it. I put lots of pockets. I was able to use the stamp set, the coordinating stamp set that Toby had or Bitty Penny had. There was also a coordinating like embellishment kit. I used a ton of that. And then I did use some not too shabby enamel dots on the other cards that I had done. So those were sort of the supplies, but I feel like it turned out really cute, really fun. And so I have like a library card and some pocket with little ephemera, little tags, lots of fun images and like bookish themes and quotes and just cut aparts and pockets. I also have a little waterfall flip that I added with some washi tape. You've got room here that you can actually write notes on. And because I just added them with washi, you can very easily just take them out and you will not really tear the cut apart itself. So, and this actually is book paper too. At the end of the chapter, you know how there's usually a big white spot? There were a few of those pages in my little embellishment kit. And so I just cut them down and I added them to the backs of the cut aparts. I love this little scene with the little sentiment. There were little stickers inside the embellishment kit, so I absolutely used them. And then again, more pockets, more pretty scenes. These are flat, so you could put little pictures and things on top, additional quotes, whatever you want to do, but you also have a ton of pockets. So you could also add some little things in pockets. Add your bookmarks. You could use it to store your bookmarks in these pockets. You've got lots of options here, okay? And so that one, again, was one from the Page Turner Volume 4. I go into more detail in my actual video, so you definitely want to check that out if you're interested. I'll have of course, the links down in the description box below, but you can also just check out my channel and you'll be able to get to all of my videos. I do have a little tutorial for this one, and I have it linked in that project share video. If I can remember, I'll link it at the end of this video. The other thing that I did technically do for last month, for September, was I did a sheet load. So I am on the sheet load creative team. So I went ahead and released my sheet load for September as far as my version of it. Here's what it looked like. It was super, super fun. This was a paper pad that I had smashed in August, at the very end of August. So I think these turned out super cute. This is such a fun and easy card sketch. If you haven't already tried it, make sure you check it out. You'll want to go to Alicia's channel, which is Call Me Crafty Owl, here on YouTube. You can get that template for free, or that sketch, as long as you subscribe to her channel. So I'll link her information down in the description box below, and you can go check it out. And then of course there's also a playlist for the sheet load, and you can get a ton of inspiration. I'll link that down in the description box below as well if I can. So those were the items that I made in September. It wasn't a ton, and I do have some more PhDs or projects half done. I'm working on just wrapping up all of the rest of these cards and finishing up this smash, but I'm also very much looking forward to moving on to October and tackling some 12x12s. So let me show you real quick what I am planning on using now in October. So there's three main themes that I really want to try to touch this month. And so one is Halloween, one is fall, and then one is Christmas. Now for Halloween, I actually just recently did another Echo Park warehouse sale spending spree. It was too good to pass up. There were a ton of really fun 12x12s. And in my previous haul from July, I'd only bought 6x6s and sticker sheets. So I did not splurge on any 12x12s. So this time around, I actually did. And so let me show you, there's 2 Halloween packs that I did pick up that I kind of want to try to use this month, or at least start. There's these 2 Halloween packs. And so I'm going to try to see if I can smash both of these. And if not, no worries. I'll try to do at least one of them. In October, I definitely still like to craft with Halloween crafty supplies. And so that's what you'll probably see this month from me, at least for a portion of the month. Now, I do also like fall, and I had taken out a 6x6, another mega pad. Let me get it real quick. It's called Sweater Weather. It is a mega 48 sheets by Echo Park. I was not able to even touch this last month. I have a sticker sheet that coordinates with it. And so it is double-sided. You've got lots of fun like cut aparts and just really fun images. And so what my goal is to at least kind of touch on this one as well this month. I just absolutely love crafting for fall. And so with it being 12x12, even though it's 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 is not until next month. I kind of want to at least start this month and then maybe smash it next month, because in November we actually do have 6 by 6 back on the prompt. So if I start it this month, I'll probably have a real good chance of finishing this one by next month. So this was one that I want to try to use for this month, for October. And now the other theme that I want to use is Christmas. So in that same Echo Park warehouse sale that I just recently did, and I think the sale is going on until today, October 1st. So if you happen to still catch it, you can definitely go and pick up some items. I'll leave a website link for Echo Park down below, and I actually had received a 20% discount code, and it's real generic. So I'll leave that down below for you as well, in case you want to try to save a little extra money. It turns everything super dirt cheap. And so again, I think it ends today, the 1st. So make sure you check that out if you want to. But if you sign up for their emails or newsletters or texts or something, you likely will be getting a lot of those codes as well. The Pooh Christmas paper pad, I had already previously bought the 6 by 6, but I wanted the 12 by 12. So I went ahead and picked this one up. You can see it here. This is the one that I just recently picked up. I should be getting it in the mail probably in another week or so once they ship out. So I'm thinking I likely will try to start this one. We will see. I'm fingers crossed. And then if for some reason I don't get to finish it, I'll just finish it. I'll try to finish it next month with the 6 by 6s, because I also have a 6 by 6 paper pad. I have a mega pad that I can try to smash in November. Now for my stash, what I can get started on now is this Christmas market collection. I've got 2 of them that are like, this one's brand new. This one's already started. I might try to smash both of them. It just depends. I know I had previously purchased some actual mini albums from Debbie, who's Project 39 mini albums. She had sold some just blank templates, and I had picked some up when we had a retreat a while back. And this might be a good collection to actually add to that mini album. So I might end up using this. We will see. I'm going to try to at least attempt smashing this. But I do have, again, 2 packs, and then I have a partial sticker sheet. So I've got a lot to work with, and I'm pretty sure that I probably have a 6 by 6 somewhere in my stash too of this collection. But we'll see what I end up using. Again, I'm just trying to take out as much as I can and get sort of prepped and try to just have a lot of things to pull from. Again, for October, it's 12 by 12. If you want to join us, please feel free to join us, and then just use the hashtag PaperStashSmash so we can kind of see what you're doing. You can see what we're doing. Super, super fun. We have videos that we release throughout the month, and then at the beginning of the following month, we do a little recap just like this, where we show you what we did and what we plan on doing. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you check out the playlist. I'm going to have it right here in just a second. Make sure you check out everybody's videos. Everybody is totally different as far as from a crafting standpoint. You get so much valuable inspiration from everybody. There's such an amazing lineup of crafters in this group. So I definitely encourage you to check it out. There's lots and lots of projects and inspiration. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you check out that playlist and get some crafty inspiration for smashing your pads. Make sure you join us for 12 by 12s. Thank you so much. And as always, happy crafting. Thanks for visiting, everyone. Right here on the left part of your screen is the playlist, so you can check out all the inspiration from the whole team. Happy crafting.